So if you're looking for a moissanite and one that is not round, so like an oval, a radian, a pear shape, common problem you're going to run into is you're going to often find that they come in like these cookie cutter dimensions, like a 10 by 8 millimeter, 9 by 7.
So what happens if you want something right in between? You feel like you're going to have to settle. Here's the thing, you don't have to settle. We're going to tell you exactly how in this video. Okay, so this video is for you if you know you want a moissanite and you don't want a round moissanite, you want any of the other shapes, which would be considered a fancy shape, but maybe you've been looking around and you haven't been able to find the right proportion. Here's the thing about moissanites, they're cut in bandwidths. So you'll get it something like a 9 by 7, 10 by 8, and those are very specific shapes. Here's the problem, is that maybe you tried on a diamond, you know you don't want a diamond, but you'd actually love to have those proportions cut in a moissanite. That would be the perfect time to consider a custom cut moissanite.
So custom cut moissanite is something that we do all the time. And first of all, great thing, it just opens the door, wide open. You can get all kinds of different shapes that are not traditional, right? A star, a hexagon, you name it. Now, when it comes to custom cut moissanite, there's 3 questions we get all the time. So how much is it going to cost? How long is it going to take? And then another one is just like, how do I kind of figure out what's the ideal proportions or measurements that I want to get cut? And in today's video, we're going to address all 3.
Okay, so let's address cost. A lot of people will get really intimidated with a custom cut because they're assuming that it's going to cost you more. This is false. You are just going to pay for the material costs and labor costs, which is what you're paying for when you would be doing a standard cut anyway. Let me break it down. Let's say you want to do a 10 by 7 custom cut oval. The price is going to land right in the middle. So let's say you've got the quote on the 9 by 7, you got the quote on the 10 by 8. A custom cut 10 by 7 is really just going to be in the middle for price.
Now, as for how long does it take, it's not really that long. I mean, 3 to 6 weeks is a typical timeline once we know the exact measurements. But I think the bigger issue a lot of times is trying to help you figure out exactly what is the measurements of what it is that you want.
So let's look at another shape. Let's say you want to do a custom cut cushion. You've got the 9 by 7 and then you've got the 10 by 8. What happened to the 10 by 7? You are thinking maybe you're going to want to land there, but you haven't really had the chance to try on different styles. So here's what we would do. We'd actually do a full mapping for you so we could compare those shapes and you get to try them on. Sometimes we'll even use diamonds or gemstones that come in a 10 by 7 to make sure that if we are going to do a custom cut, we've got landed on exactly what you want. Some other ways to really consider exactly the proportions that you want is consider it on your hand. Maybe you want a more lengthening effect, or maybe you want the stone to be plumper. These are all things that will land differently when you're trying it on your particular hand type and what you like for your aesthetic.
So a completely different method to figure out the perfect size shape that you want is really going to be perfect for people that really need to see the design first on their hand to kind of figure this out. So how we do this, kind of a little bit different, but we'll focus a little bit more on the design. Okay, and let's say we go along, we do computer renderings. Really, what's really helpful for a lot of people is when we actually print it. So we'll 3D print the resin model and we'll do it in a dimension that you think that you like. You'll see it together in the design, see it on your hand and you'll just know. And then from there, if we need to, we could tweak it. You might feel like, you know what, that's actually too big or a little bit too small. And so we just kind of rinse and repeat until we get to that exact size. And then once you know that, then we'll cut the stone. It's a little bit longer overall to do it this way. However, honestly, for something you're going to wear for the rest of your life, I think it's totally worth it just to add the extra few weeks just to perfect it.
So there you have it, custom cut moissanite. It's not going to cost as much as you thought. It's not going to take as long as you thought. You do not have to settle. You can get exactly what you want. We would love to help you do that. You can meet with us in our Toronto studio or virtually online.